Welcome to another episode of the Two for One podcast. I'm your host, Dion, and alongside me today on Super Bowl Sunday, my fellow co host is here, the man, the myth, the Nate, Mr. Taylor. Your Hofstra Pride are on a three-game winning streak. What are the odds of them going dancing this year and maybe sneaking into March Madness?
Man, it was looking really good for a while. They had like a 5, 6 game win streak, and then they kind of faltered off. And then they're back up. They had a nice 71 to 49 victory against Towson on homecoming. So that was nice to see. I really hope if they have a chance to win the conference tournament. So if they win that, they're obviously in. I'm gonna give them a nice little 60% chance right now.
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
go way up. I'm feeling good about Hofstra hoops right now.
Better chance of them making it than not. Okay, I love the confidence. I love the confidence. I think they're like fourth in the conference last night. I was looking at the standings, the
Yeah.
CAA, the illustrious CAA. But yeah, it'll be interesting. We got UNCW in there. I probably got to rep them. I don't really love Bloomington, but I got to rep them. I was living there a few
Yeah,
years.
I'm,
But
I'm sure
anyway,
you're huge into that.
joining us today, making his debut on the Two for One podcast, we have Big Dave from the CHGO podcast. Dave, how you doing today? Thanks for coming on.
Peace, brothers. Thanks for having me. I've been wanting to get on here for a second just to ask one specific question.
Okay.
Who is doing the hip hop on this podcast?
It's a team
Like,
effort. It's a team effort.
no,
I'll give more
no,
credit to Nate.
I get
Nate
most of the
implemented it.
credit.
Nate implemented the aesthetic. I'll say that, but it's a team effort.
Yeah, we started
Okay.
with the whole MF Doom aesthetic
Yeah.
because I'm a huge Doom fan,
Yeah.
so I'd use Doom and Jay Dilla instrumentals, and that was kind of what I cycled through.
Oh no, when I started catching that, it was the Doom. It was the Doom I
Yeah,
heard.
I got my
And then
Doom
it was
hat on
the
right now.
There you
yeah,
go.
man. And then it was the Dilla. And I was like, yo, wait a minute. Yo, who is doing this? Like
Yes,
somebody
sir.
knows they stuff
I
out here.
appreciate it.
Mhm.
Who is handling this out here? I just wanted to give that love to you guys
No,
for
I
that because
appreciate
it
it.
definitely
I'm glad
caught my
somebody
ear.
took notice because I
Oh,
definitely went for some sort of aesthetic, so I'm
Oh
glad
yeah,
somebody
I'm a music
appreciates it.
fiend. I'm a music fiend,
I
brother.
love
And
it. I
yeah,
love it.
Doom is always one of my favorites forever. And Dilla, I mean, yeah, in my top five producers. So just hearing that, I was just like, oh man. And it wasn't just,
Fire.
surface stuff. Like it was he was
Yeah, yeah.
digging
No,
a little bit.
I
And
Yeah.
I'm
pretty
like,
much.
all right, all right, all right.
I think
Yeah.
I've listened to pretty much every Doom instrumental that there is out there, like released, unreleased. I think I've heard every single one of them.
I think we've
All the
also
metal
used.
fingers joints. Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sir.
We've pretty much used every single one that the Instagram audios have too. I don't know if our posts like we've
Okay.
started to
Yeah.
cycle through at this point, honestly. But
No,
um,
I was impressed. And the Lord Quad. Shout out. I was impressed though.
yes, sir. I appreciate it. Well,
Shout out to
glad to have you
everybody.
on. I mean, all due respect to our good friend Zach. Shout out to Zach, but there really wasn't anyone better that we could have had on today to talk about the Chicago Bulls. So
Appreciate it, man.
appreciate you being here. Obviously the team looks a lot different than it did just a week ago. So before we get into any of the like the encore X's and O's, anything like that, I really just wanted to get your perspective on the totality, just the value of all the trades that they made leading up to the deadline. So in all, Chicago picked up 9 second round picks, notably 0 first rounders. So they're also now left without anyone on the roster above 6'10", unless we're counting Nick Richards. Nate says otherwise. I'm still kind of skeptical
Yeah,
that he's
you have some
left,
weird
but
like conspiracy theory that Nick Richards isn't as tall as they list him as. So
I,
I
he,
guess if you want to,
he's a short 6'11" if he is. I don't know, but just how do you feel, Dave, just about the general return that Acme, if you will, was able to bring back, given everybody that they sent out?
First of all, let me dive into that conspiracy theory because I think I'm with you on that. That was my
Okay,
first
see, all right,
time.
Nate, I'm not crazy. Thank you.
okay,
Like
okay.
that was my first time, like really looking at him. I mean, forgive me. It's Nick Richards. It was
Yeah,
my first time looking at Nick
that's fair.
Richards, and I was just like, I remember him being listed at 6'11". I was like, man, this dude don't look 6'11". Like
Mhm.
he's like you said, a short 6'11" if he is. But I like this game. Like he played well. I definitely was chastising when they got him. I was like, dude, this is Nick Richards. Like, what are we tripping about? Like, it's Nick Richards. But he played well in his first game. But overall, at first it made sense. And then I was like, what the hell are they doing? And I'm still kind of unclear, but clear, which is where most Bulls fans are. But you don't know. You know what I mean? With
Right.
this team, you have no idea what they're doing, but there's an idea of what they're kind of doing. So, I mean, it was the Bulls have always valued what they have more than the league values it. So they hold on to it much longer than they should. They've always done this.
Hmm.
So the return on certain guys, except for Io, I was like, I didn't like giving up. I didn't want to give up Io. That's
Yeah, I
personal
know
to
a
me
lot of
though. I
Bulls
love
fans didn't
Io.
want him.
Yeah, huge fan of Io the Sumo. And if I'm gonna give him up, I wanted him packaged so it could bring me somebody because I'm like I can understand why you would do that, and that's this value that I can get back for this kind of player that fits in on all 29 teams.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, you got a ton of picks, second round picks, and you picked up Dillingham, who I do like. Definitely got some stuff to work on without a doubt, but he's a point guard for sure.
Yeah.
Like watching him run the offense, he helps your half court offense where the Bulls really, really struggle within that half court offense because Josh Giddey is not that kind of point guard to run a half court
Yeah.
offense like that. So, I mean, Dillingham is cool, and they got a lot of guards, man. They love guards. It used to be a running joke, as I'm sure you heard about Billy Donovan, just loving guards and
Yeah.
everything. And people would try to debunk that. And I'm like, no, you can't debunk this,
I mean,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
even going back to Florida. I mean, yeah.
yeah, exactly. But he's been a fan of guards, and we have a plethora of them. I think some of them were here. It's just my opinion. I think some of them are here because they couldn't find a trade for them, like Colin Sexton, like Simons. I didn't expect either one of those guys to stay, but
Yeah.
here they are. Because it just doesn't make sense. Why I'm like they won't be here next year. So I would understand it if it was more future based, like in the future, like, okay, I get why you get Dillingham and all the couple and Nick Richards, a couple of these guys. I get that. But when you're getting guys like Sexton and you're getting guys like who I just mentioned,
Diamonds.
thank you. When you're getting Simons, like that doesn't scream to me, I'm preparing for the future. It says, hey, I'm taking, but I'm not taking,
Hmm.
but I'm kind of taking, but I'm not like
Yeah, they're like young,
Says,
they're
young.
hey, let's
they're
go for the play-in again.
yeah, they're real like commitment phobes. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they would suck in a relationship like right now with a significant other. Like, are you love me or not? I mean, kinda, I do, but I kind of don't, but I don't know. So it's like back in the middle where they've kind of always been, but they are worse. I'm not saying they aren't. They are definitely worse.
Yeah.
The defense, there is no defense anymore on this team. You've seen in these last few
Patrick
games.
Williams.
Come on, bro. Like, I mean, the personification of ass is Patrick Williams, bro. Like, it's the worst play I've ever seen.
Uh,
Um, but but dude, like they are really bad, and they are fun bad though, which is what
right.
I like. I can deal with fun bad.
Hmm.
I can like so you'll have fun for the first half, maybe first three quarters, maybe have a tight game like against Brooklyn coming up. You'll have a tight game, but in the end, they lose the game because other teams like Denver realizes, oh, this team, is who they are, and I'm sure Boston will probably be the same kind of way when they play them. But that's how I expect it to be. The Bulls never do what I expect, though. The Bulls are always doing something weird and different. So I'm bottom lining it. I'm glad they kind of picked the direction about where they want to go. I don't know what all these second round picks are about because
Hmm.
AK has on record said he does not value second round picks. And now they have all of them. So it doesn't make any sense at all why he would do that. But it kind of says to me, you've picked the direction. And in the offseason, it will be about the draft and it will be about free agency and seeing what they can add to this team.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they've taken the direction of they're going to try and get the best pick this year. But like you kind of said, I mean, I do fear. I think this phrase comes from Windhorse, but kind of like all roads lead to 39 wins with the Bulls, no matter what. So I worry that we could be in a situation where they sneak into the play-in anyway. I mean, the Hornets are on a 9-game win streak, so they're pushing for that spot too. But yeah, I don't know. Like it might be too late, and because we've already seen, like I think the Jazz are probably the worst offenders of this, but we're already seeing the tankathon begin. Like we're already seeing them pull guys out fourth quarter, signing two-way guys out of nowhere. Like it's going to get pretty ugly. So I don't know that the
Yeah,
Bulls
the
can
Jazz are a
really.
step ahead, man. I mean, I told you
Yeah.
like yesterday they were in a competitive game with the Magic, and then just Jaren Jackson has 22 points entering the fourth. Nurkic and Mark can just go, oh, we're not going to play for this whole quarter.
Hmm.
So, you know,
And even
they're doing what
still,
Dallas did back when they missed the playoffs with Luca to get Derek Lively,
right.
but they're doing it like
We
20
still have
Exactly.
games
30
early.
games to go.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So it's going to get really ugly. I don't know. I think there's too many teams for the Bulls to try to catch up and get into that lottery mix. So
Something that I wanted to switch to though is because I know you weren't happy about them trading Io. I think I was on a
yeah,
similar
said
page where
so.
I
Yeah.
thought if you're going to trade Io, it had to be to get either again a piece moving forward or someone to help
Yes.
with the mold, but not just trade him to trade him. I felt like that was why you traded Kobe White was to keep Io and to have Io kind of usurp all of Kobe's touches and hopefully get Io more involved and have him be
Agreed.
part of this bigger role because he's having such a good season. 45% from three with all these young guards now, and not even some of them young, like Simons is like 25, 26. Out of those guys, Sexton, Dillingham, Simons, and Ivy, who out of those four do you want to prioritize going forward, Dave?
Dillingham for sure. Um, like I love Simons. Like I've always been an Anthony Simons fan since he was in Portland. That's why I kind of fell in love with him. Like that shot is crazy, but that
Mhm.
defense is atrocious.
Yeah.
Like he does not play defense. And the sad part is right now he's probably the best option at a two guard when Josh Giddey and Trey Jones gets back. And I
Yeah.
mean a starting two guard. So a backcourt of Giddey and Simons as starters is ooh, yuck. You know what I mean? That's bad defense.
Yeah.
But yes, prioritize Dillingham is what I'm looking at. Because he could be the centerpiece of all of this, of all the trades that they kind of made. The little things I saw him do in his last game against Denver is what I watch good point guards kind of do
Mm.
on the offensive end of the floor. There was passes he was making where he was already a step ahead, and point guard is my favorite position. It's probably the one I study the most. You know what I mean? Within my life, it's my
Mm.
favorite position. Um, so watching him, there was a play where he gave a pass to Okoro where Okoro set the screen and he cuts to the bucket. And as soon as Okoro moved to go to the bucket, the pass was being made
Yeah.
immediately. So as soon as he got it, and I've always said this, great point guards remove thinking. So you don't have to think with great point guards. You just react because they've already done everything for you. They place the ball exactly where you're supposed to have it, where you either have to lay it up or you make the extra pass. And you don't have to think. It's very reactionary. And I saw that when he did that with the Coro. I saw him do it on a possession where he gets to the bucket and he fakes the ball with his eyes. He sent the defense over to the baseline like he was going to pass it there and then throws the alley oop to the 6'8" Nick Richards. And it, and it was like, wait a minute. Like I rewound it like a couple like, dude, did y'all see that? Like I'm talking to like, and Matt was like, yeah, I saw that. Like it was impressive. Like watching that kind of stuff. Of course, he has things to work on. He's young. He didn't play a lot in Minnesota. Definitely needs to work on his shot. He's a willing defender, which I like. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's setting the world on fire out here because
Yeah.
of the size and things like that. But being a willing defender goes a long way in my book. That means you're fighting through screens, and that IQ will help you on that end as well, become a better defender. But on the offensive end, like the half court offense is all I'm concerned about because the Bulls are going to run. Like they love to run, and Dillingham is faster than everybody they got. So yeah, he's down for that, but he can also slow it down and get everybody where they need to be in the half court, which is where they struggle, which is why Trey Jones was such a commodity or is such a commodity for the
Yeah. Yeah.
Bulls because he's better in the half court. So yeah, I took a lot of slack from people on Twitter when I called him Trey Jones the best pure point guard on the team. And we were like, oh, you're dissing Giddey. And I'm like, this has nothing to do with Josh Giddey, bro. Like, he is
Yeah.
literally how the position is played and what you're supposed to do, the
Yeah.
purity of it. He is a pure point guard. Like, Giddey is not a pure point guard. That's
Absolutely.
not a knock. You know, Russell Westbrook isn't a pure point guard. You
Yeah.
know, but still, give me Russell Westbrook. That's what's a freaking Westbrook.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man. Like, but Dillingham for me, guys, like that for me is the priority of this team because if they get that shored up, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, they don't have that. What he provides.
Yeah.
So if he can get that shored up, yeah, I would be really excited about the future.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at out of those the group of the guys they added, the one like actual point guard, like you just said, is Dillingham. Because Ivy, I feel like is that little tweener. Simons has always been a tweener for me. Sexton
Yeah,
too, even he's not the greatest playmaker facilitator, so he's a
no.
lot of the times better at the two with his aggressiveness. Um, completely random, but I just wanted to ask you your thoughts on the Jaden Ivey pass from last night, where
Oh my
he
God.
just wound up and telegraphed the pass for probably the entire length of the court. I've never seen that before. I just want to know like what you thought of that in the moment.
Oh man. Well, first of all, I love random. So I'm very, very random. So all the randomness, I'm with it.
Okay.
But Jay not, yeah, I was confused because you're watching him think. You know, the whole time you're watching that man think. And I'm like, but I don't know what he's thinking. Like at the same time, I'm like, I kind of got an idea where he wants to go, but then it was like he said, screw it. You're not
Yeah.
doing what I need you to do here.
It's
And it
got to
just
be.
It was
okay.
almost like he's not gonna actually do that, right? Like he's not
Right.
gonna.
And
Oh,
he didn't
he is
even
gonna
really
do that.
commit to it too. He kind of like half whipped it. Like,
Right.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
It,
It was the
it was
most
like he quit on
telegraphed
it.
play I've ever seen. I wish that because I just remember being a kid playing basketball. And my coaches would talk about not telegraphing passes, and I
Yeah.
understood what
Yeah.
they meant. But like, I wish I had that example in my head. You know
My
what I
name,
mean? Like, I
Coach
wish they could
Joe.
show me that film of that pass.
My old AAU coach, literally, I heard him screaming in
Yeah.
my ear watching that clip.
Oh my God.
It was tough, and I liked Jaden. I liked him coming out, and I was pissed when he went to Detroit because
Mm,
I'm a Bulls fan. I don't want Detroit having anything.
Yeah.
right.
And the fact that they got him, I was like, oh man, but the leg injury and the arthroscopic knee cleanup that he had, those you can see that's kind of setting him back, man, and
Yeah.
hurting certain things. Because I'm not saying he's the highest IQ player
No.
out there, but he was explosive, and
Mm.
Yeah.
and I like that, and it's not there right now.
Yeah, the
Yeah, what
pop
are
isn't
your
quite there.
What are your thoughts on Ivy? Because I feel like he's such an unknown right now, where he was this guy who was looked at as, a building block of a young core on one of the best teams in the East.
Yeah.
And then this one injury happens, but then the Bulls get him. I think that was one of the better moves they made. They really didn't give up anything to get Jaden Ivey, whereas he could still end up being this all-star level player. Is that how you view him still? Is this potential all-star guy?
I don't know if I view him as a potential all-star guy, but I do view him as a potential good player for the Bulls. I agree with you on the trade. It was like that's a good trade because if he works out, great. You can still pay him low salary here. You can have him for the next few years. He could continue to develop. Like that's great. If he doesn't work out, it's really no sweat off you.
Yeah.
He can go. He can. Good luck on your journeys. You know what I mean out there in the NBA. So he has 29 to 28 games to kind of prove it. And I'm like, that's the right kind of flyer I would take on a player like that, just to see if he can fit, with you or not, because it doesn't change your team if he does not fit on your squad because you have 85 guards. So
Yeah.
it doesn't really hurt.
Mm.
And I don't think anyone's losing any sleep over Kevin Herter at this point in time.
Oh, so like a baby. Are you kidding? Like,
Yeah.
like a baby. He was shooting the worst 3-point percentage of his career
Yeah.
when he left the Bulls. Like, yeah, he peace out.
Remember when he was supposed to be the next Klay Thompson and Amari Spellman was supposed to be
Oh
the
my
next Draymond
Oh
God.
my
and
God,
Trae Young
Omari
was Steph
Spellman.
Curry?
Oh,
Wow.
Bro. He took it
Shout out
back.
Amari Spellman. I wonder what he's doing right now. Probably not playing
Yeah,
in professional basketball, at least
yeah,
in the
man.
United States.
Oh man,
Shout
yeah,
out
that,
to
that
him.
brought me back. Wow.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to ask you, kind of get like a temperature check when it comes to Billy Donovan running things with Chicago. He's
Okay.
obviously one of the longest tenured coaches in the league at this point.
Yeah.
And I know he got an extension not too long ago. Was it the beginning of last season, if I'm not
Last,
mistaken?
no, this offseason
Or
because the Knicks called about him and then they extended him like right away.
so it was this
Exactly.
offseason. Yeah, so I mean, I don't think the Bulls are dying to get him out of there, but just as a fan, like, how do you kind of feel with Billy Donovan running things at this point?
Oh man. Oh man. It's tough. Personally, I thought he should have been going last year.
Mm,
Uh he doesn't again, these are all my opinions, but he doesn't strike me as the coach who is trying to rebuild. I don't think of Billy Donovan as a rebuild coach. I think of him as a win now coach. He can
mhm.
coach. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. He is. I just don't think he fits with what they want to do. Billy Donovan wants to win. This team ain't built to win right now. They're built to develop. And what I've seen under whether his fault or not, but he's been the head coach for these things. I have yet to see a player develop under Billy Donovan. The only one people point to me is Ayo Dosunmu, but I tell them all the time, Ayo Dosunmu was ready from day one,
Yeah.
and the proof of that is he played from day one. He was in the lineup day one, and had never came out. And Ayo Dosunmu was war ready from the beginning. But Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry,
Oh,
Patrick Lee
I had so
Williams,
much hope for
like
Dan Terry.
oh man, I love Dalen Terry, bro. I was like, yes, because you just saw like what it could develop and what it could be, with
Hmm.
that kind of guy, especially when you're running in transition, especially in
Exactly.
that with that
Exactly.
energy, all
Yeah.
those things needed to work on the 3-point shot for sure and all that stuff. But you just never saw the development because Billy Donovan is like, you make a mistake, you sitting down. And
Right.
with certain young guys, you can't do that. I'm watching him do it with Modest. Like it's driving me insane night after night watching Modest play basketball. Not because I'm mad at the things that he's doing, but I'm mad at things that he's not. And the things that he's not is what Billy is telling him not to do, which is take a mid-range shot because it's natural to him to do that, right? Like you see him take the 3-point shot, right? And you see him not think when he does it. You see when he's going to the rim, he's not thinking. It's just reaction. When he gets the ball and he makes any move and he gets to the mid-range free throw line extended or whatever, as soon as he makes that crossover or a step back, or he gets that guy on his heels and he's got space, he stops and immediately starts thinking like, okay, I know I'm not supposed to take a mid-range shot because that's what
Right.
coach is
Right.
telling me. What do I do now turnover or bad play or disrupt the rhythm of the entire offense. Either one of those things, and then Billy will take him out, for those things. That's not development to me, man. You can't take away what's natural to a player. You're supposed to, grow it and cultivate it, and do things like
Absolutely.
that. But Billy Donovan isn't doing those things for the young guys. Again, not to say he's not a bad coach. He just wants to win. He's trying to put the best players in that he feels will get him a victory. This is a Hall of Fame coach. He is trying to do things to get the victory. You talked about him being the longest tenure. He's the third longest tenure head coach in the NBA, behind Eric Spoelstra and Steve Kerr. Now, what do them dudes have in common for you? You know what I mean? Like, run those
They've had a
resumes.
little bit of success in the league.
Just a skosh. Run, you know what I mean? Run their resumes together. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. And I feel like, it's been time for him to go. Again, not because he's bad, but I need a coach to develop. And Billy Donovan just doesn't seem like he's that coach for that life.
Yeah, able or willing, whichever
Billy
one
was
it is.
coaching Dwayne Wade on the Bulls, wasn't he?
No. D Wade was gone. No.
No,
He was here when Lowry's last season.
Okay,
Billy
that's when Billy
and
got
that's
hired.
another
Okay.
one. Like, watch what happened. Look what happened to Lowry.
Yeah,
Put him in the corner, start shooting threes.
And
I used to
I think
scream that Lowry had all this potential and talent, and it needed to be developed. And I have proof that my guys have the text message. As soon as he got traded to Utah, I said, "Oh my God, he's about to ball out. This dude about to be an all-star. He's about to be special." Everybody called me insane, of course, which is fine. But you could just knew that he would have opportunity out there, and he went where he was comfortable, right? Like, comfort is important. For me, it's the second most important thing behind money in the NBA is getting your check and where you're comfortable at. If you're not comfortable there, you don't play the same.
you know who that's a perfect example of, actually, is I think Garshawn Yabusele, who in his first two games with the Bulls has looked better than he looked with my Knicks all season. He scored 24 points in his first two games of the Bulls, and he scored 27 points with the Knicks in all of January. That basically tells you about where Garshawn is at. He's on a team now where he knows he's one of the better players. He doesn't have all these expectations of trying to fill a role on a championship team, and he's playing well because he doesn't have all of this scary, like, all the pressure has been relieved, and Garshawn's balling out now, and I think that's just like you said, goes to show that a lot of people just need to be trusted and comfortable in a place where they know that they can play their game. I think that's a similar thing to what you said with Matas, where the overthinking, because I've noticed that a little bit too. I really like Matas. I think he's kind of like Io, though, in the way that he's just so good that he's been able to do stuff without Billy Donovan really prioritizing it. And that is the coach that Billy is, where he's every night it's about who can give me the best recipe to win this game. He's not trying to focus on, let me get this game so Matas, let me sell a few games so Matas can try to get his mid-range flow going. Like, that's just not the kind of guy he is. And I agree. It's just, there's no way that he's been this, the third longest tenured coach in the league without having won a playoff series.
Yeah, bro, it's insane. And also, first off, how dare you be a Knicks fan? Like, how dare you?
I'm saying, man.
Sorry, I went through a lot of suffering in my.
All the good things that I've heard, I'm taking them away now. Like, all of that, I'm taking them away. Get out of here. Like, no, I'm just messing with you, bro. But no, I completely agree with everything you just said, man. And it's not, again, he is a good coach. The track record is proven that he is a good coach. Issues I had with him when he got here had to do with the adjustments, what he did in the playoffs. Well, he's shown you he can definitely be a coach that adjusts. He is not beholden to any lineup that he has on the Bulls. He will happily change things and move things around. The way that he did it last year, not last year, the previous season, when they had DeMar DeRozan and their whole offense was DeMar DeRozan and their defense was basically Andre Drummond getting rebounds. That was their defense. And it worked. And to take that in one season and turn that into a team that just runs up and down the floor and basically a Mike D'Antoni, 7-second offense. It's outstanding. It's outstanding coaching from Billy Donovan. It really is, man. But he's just not the fit here that I would need for these younger players.
Absolutely.
So let's say there is someone to replace him out of the pick of, I guess, assistants or any coaches out there who might be available. Is there anyone at the top of your list who you want, going into the offseason that you're saying you want Billy fired for this guy?
That's a good question. I don't have people off the top of my head. Udoka was who I wanted before they got Billy Donovan. That's who I wanted. I'd have to run down the list, bro, and check and see. But yeah, I just know it has to be somebody who's cool with development of these young players and who create that comfort environment where mistakes are okay. And it's all right if you make a mistake. I'm not going to yank you out the game. Go make a million more because I know what the future of this team can be. if these mistakes, kind of start diminishing and getting smaller, and you get more comfortable and you get more confidence in your game and in yourself. Like, that's incredibly important and valuable for a young dude who some of these young guys can't even go to the club yet. Some of them can't even rent cars yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
about getting them comfortable within themselves, because no matter how big and tall they are, they still kids, man. Like, these are still just grown children trying to figure out life, and they got millions of dollars in front of their face. And now I'm doing anything coach is telling me, because everything coach is telling me is going to be right, right?
Mm.
So yeah, man, I just need somebody that can understand those things and develop.
Yeah.
Well, imagine
That's
if
great
Tom
perspective on
Thibodeau coached the Chicago Bulls. Wouldn't that be crazy if that
Oh,
happened?
oh my God. You think Billy wasn't playing to win? My God, bro.
it.
Still trying to. But my thing is, he gonna say, if you're gonna play, you're gonna play. Might as well be playing 45 minutes a game.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, he will never come out.
I'm glad you brought up Matas earlier. I definitely wanted to get to him. That was kind of like the last main point I wanted to hit. So I've long been a big fan of his. Haven't obviously the G League Ignite was not like the most successful experiment in the world, but I did end up liking a lot of players that came out of there. I was a huge Jalen Green and Kuminga fan. Love Dyson Daniels and same with Buzelis. I think I had him like number two on my draft board coming into the league.
Yeah.
Loved the moment when he called out Risashe when he was getting all that hype about being the number one pick, and he was like, "Nah, let me play him
Yeah.
one on one. I'm gonna beat him. I'm better than this guy." I
Yeah.
love seeing young guys having that kind of that drive, that competitiveness. So I always really loved his game, and I have enjoyed watching him to this point. But the ceiling that I think I had in mind for him has not really shown itself that much. And I know we've talked about what the development and Billy Donovan's role in that. But I'll say this, like, where did you kind of set your expectations for him when they made the pick, and how has that kind of adjusted in the 2 years here?
I was a big fan. Coming out, a lot of the reasons of what you said is why I was a big fan of him. Like, that confidence level is awesome. Like, I like that it borders on cocky, but it's not. Like, he's a
Right.
really humble person. But he's just incredibly confident in himself and in his game, and will let you know that he's incredibly confident and feels like that. So I'm like, cool, you got that part down, and you're inviting. When you talk like that, you're inviting in certain things, for people to critique you on when
Hmm.
you come out like that. So I appreciated that he wanted it on him. So I'm like, cool, let's put it on him then. That's what he wants. We're gonna put it on him. The development, no, has not gone as I wanted it to go. I feel like he's getting better and getting comfortable now, but there's still, like I said, it's hard for me to completely judge him because there's a facet of his game he isn't allowed to use yet, but he's rebounding the ball better. I really like that because I was really pissed that he wasn't doing that. But he's doing that better. I believe he had 8 rebounds this last game. He needs to get to the free throw line more.
Yeah.
And I have said it. Matt and myself has set an average for him of 6 attempts at the free throw line. He has to get there at least, at minimum,
Yeah.
6 times. There's a huge difference between being a 25-point scorer and a 32-point scorer, and the difference is the free throw line.
100%.
And that's where it's not a great score. You can show me where that's different at. Like, that's what they do. They go to the free throw line
Mm.
and they get those easy points. So I mean, James Harden made a career of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to the free throw line, and then he doesn't shoot a great percentage. At least for me, at the free throw line, I need his percentage to be a little better. Too many splitting them. He splits too many
Yeah.
for my liking when he's out there. So yeah, his handles definitely need work without a doubt. He turns the ball over a lot, which I think he should have been doing to start the season. Is doing stuff like that. Fine, give me the 7, 8 turnover games. Let's get this out the way. So hopefully he gets better as it kind of goes on. But it isn't at that level yet. But yeah, the handles must be better. The IQ, I think, needs to be better as well. He gets lost a lot on the offensive side, and especially on the defensive side when it switches and adjustments happening on that end. It hasn't clicked for him, and that's what pisses Billy off, and that's what
Hmm.
gets him taken out the game. Really good help defender. I always thought he was with those block shots.
Yeah.
We do a segment on the show called Prove It in the off season. Like, we want guys to prove. And mine was, I believe, I can't remember my defensive field goal percentage. I believe it was like 41 or 42%. I wanted him to be like, because I wanted him to be like that for one-on-one guys. But I know the blocks I had set at 150. I was like, I want 150 blocks from this
I
dude.
like that.
And I know he's either close to 70 right now,
Yeah, so he's
or
pacing for it. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's mad
He
close.
averages like 1.5 a game. I know. I feel like every time I watch the Bulls, Montas has like a weak side block every other play. I mean, obviously not that much, but I feel like that's definitely where his strong suit is being that weak
Yeah.
side help defender who can use
Yes.
his athleticism. And he really does do a good job with that. Where if you can see where if he got the intangibles and like the little things down on defense, this guy could be like an all defensive level player at some point.
Yes. Without a doubt. Like that's exactly what I see when I watch him, and it's strictly because of the help defense. So I'm like, whoever they get at center is going to really matter. That's why I wanted a Walker Kessler, as I call him, Walker Kessler, Texas Ranger. That's why I wanted to get him, there at the center position because I'm like, oh my God, like that will remove a lot of thinking from Modest, where all he has to do is react and block shots,
Mm.
and he can go out and go. And I like that Billy's putting the ball in his hands more, giving him more opportunities in transition to set up the rock and do things like that. His assist numbers have gone up a tick because of that, and I appreciate those things. So yeah, there's definitely stuff to work on. The confidence is not phony, which is what I like. He's not a phony person. I had the chance to interview him at Summer League, not the one that we were just at, the previous one.
Oh,
His
The one
okay.
before,
rookie
okay, when he's a rookie.
when he was a rookie, and just sitting down with him and talking to him, like it's not phony. Like this is how he really truly believes. Like I'm the dude. Give me the ball, bro. I'm better than everybody. And I loved it. Like I walked away from it like, I love this dude even more now. Like he really believes and thinks he's that guy. He's accomplished something right there, and he's putting in the work to do it. So it's not just
Mhm.
talk. Saying ain't like doing. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
Yeah,
ain't just talk out here. He's out
he
here actually doing it. So
walks the walk.
I appreciate that. Exactly. And I appreciate those things from him. So he's going to get better. That's all I can say. He's going to get better. But it's a little disappointing for me that he isn't where I wanted him to be. And I don't know. Some of that is opportunity. Some of that is some things just haven't clicked for him yet. But he's going to get tons of opportunity now. Like the opportunities will absolutely be there for him. So I'm really excited to watch how he finishes this season.
I
Definitely.
think it'll be good to just see him not playing with Nikola Vucevic behind him for 30 minutes a game because I think genuinely that is a hard thing to try to make up for a defensive big who is that much of a black hole. I think, like last I checked, when he was traded, Nikola Vucevic led or was worst among all bigs in the entire league among defensive field goal percentage at the rim. It was like
Sounds
giving
right.
up like 68%.
Yeah.
And it's just
Oh,
like
whoa. Yo.
Yeah,
I know it's like that level. My
that's like
God.
Giannis at the rim numbers right there, just for
Yeah,
it's
right.
like
context.
yeah, it
Right.
was literally
Right.
like he was making the average player look like Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's tough. And sometimes, again, I couldn't put everything on Vooch because everything was kind of funneled to him,
Yeah,
because that's how the defense was kind of
exactly. Yeah.
ran. So it is tough to funnel to you, and you got holes in your funnel, like that
Yeah, right.
defense. Like it's gonna
You
be
gotta, yeah,
tough,
it's
bro.
just like pouring out the sides, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So you stop what you can, you know what I mean, in that
Yeah.
instance. So yeah,
But yeah, I think going back to Buzelis, I think it really all starts on the offensive end with the ball handling with him, and I think everything kind of flows from there. Like I think when you have those athletic, longer wings like Buzelis, in order for them to take that next step, like you were saying, the difference between like a 25 to 32 point game score is the free throw line, and I think that kind of starts with the ability to just create for yourself. Like
You
I
know who's
look
a good
at
yeah.
example of that?
when I was
Franz
that's exactly
Wagner.
yeah, that is a great example. I was going to bring up the example of the Jays. Like I think coming
No,
into the
okay.
league,
Mm,
a lot of talent there with both of them, but very raw when it came to self creation. And I think they kind of took different paths. Like we saw Tatum kind of turn into like I think of it like a Drew Hanlon bot. Like you could tell he was just spending hours and hours in the lab. He had these like pre-coded moves into his game that he started to pick
yeah.
up, and it over time became more natural. But like we've seen with Jalen Brown too, obviously the left hand was the thing for the longest time, and this season he's really kind of silenced all of that. So the ball handling, I think, is the biggest thing when you have those bigger wings becoming high level scorers. And that just goes back to the opportunity, too. Like Billy Donovan just has to put the ball in his hands and give him those opportunities to fail throughout the rest of the season and going into next year so that he can
Yeah.
grow into that player. But do you see him as kind of like the building block for this team? Like this is kind of like who we're going to build around as like our guy moving forward? Or do you still feel like they kind of have to hit on that cornerstone player?
Oh, I mean, I two things can be true.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I want him to be that guy without a doubt. I want him to be the dude for this team because he wants it, and obviously Chicago needs it. Like we need a guy for that squad. So I'm rooting hard for him. But if you can get another guy in this draft, yeah, I take that too. You know what I mean? Like don't turn down talent just because we're trying to build around someone. Add more talent to that, and if that guy turns out to be the guy, great, wonderful. But I would love Modest to be the guy. The NBA would love him to be the guy. This dude was
Mhm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
his rookie season, right? Like I'm doing commercials with Will Smith and I'm not even selling anything in the commercial. I'm just doing a commercial with Will Smith. Shaq is signing me,
Yeah.
to Reebok, and I'm ending up on his TV shows and things like that.
And he has that like
And
star personality too that you
yeah,
can just
man,
tell with him.
a
From Chicago
correspondent for
too,
the
which I
NBA
think is
Finals.
beautiful.
Yeah, man, exactly. Like, yeah, but like correspondent from the NBA Finals, all those things. But yes, I would love for him to end up being that guy for the Bulls. That is absolutely the hope, and a lot of people's hopes are hanging by a thread, and that thread is Modest Buzelis. Like I can speak for my guy Matt Peck. Like you, man, if you ever watch the show, you know how he be rolling and how he feels about this team. But his thread and his joy and his hope is the thread is Modest Buzelis.
Right.
Like if Modest Buzelis is good, everything else, it was worth it for him to become that guy for this team. So that would be great. I would love that. I'm rooting for that. But if they get a high pick in this draft, yeah, I'm rooting for that person too. To be that guy
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
I don't know how much scouting you've done because I actually have not done much at all
Not a
myself. Like,
ton. Not
yeah,
yet. Not
is
yet.
there anyone like off the top of your head that you have like outside the top three who's more of a realistic target for the Bulls that you like, or have you yet to really delve into the scouting reports?
I've definitely yet to delve into it. Boozer is definitely on my head when
I was
think
gonna
of
say
those
Boozer
guys.
back, another Boozer in Chicago would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, man. Right. I know, right? And his game is so interesting to me because I don't know if it's a true dominant game or if it's a college dominant game.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
fair.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah, that's the
cold, like he's dope, but I'm like, is this, when he gets to the league, will it be like Jahlil Okafor, who's incredibly dominant and can score 20, but in the league, that's a little tough to do for the size you are. And I
yeah.
appreciate the fact he shoots threes, though. Like that changes
Right.
the dimension of his game and things like that. But yeah, man, like he's gonna be fine. But just it depends on the team he goes to. I don't know the hopes that people will kind of put on him and if they'll be fair hopes depending on where he goes.
Yeah.
But again, no, when I dive into it, trust me, I'll have much bigger responses.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you on again like sometime around
Yeah.
the draft to get your full your
Yeah, I'm
Bulls
looking forward
preview.
to it. Looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I feel like Boozer to me feels like the best player right now, but he feels like the most fit dependent amongst like the top picks. So be
Yeah.
interesting to see. I've just I'm just dipping my toe now into the scouting. But I got one last Celtics related question for you because
Sure,
obviously
sure,
we
sure.
already talked a little bit about Vooch and his deficiencies on the defensive
Okay.
end. So I just want to get your opinion. Like, should I have any room for optimism? Like, can I hold out any hope that Vooch could just be like 10% better on defense? Just given the fact that this is probably the best team he's ever been on. This is like finally his first real opportunity to win a playoff series and like make a run in the postseason. So he's already looking like he can kind of be like Horford-ish offensively. Like I feel like
Yeah,
he's going
without
to
a
do a
doubt.
decent job filling that role. But
Yeah.
should I have any hope that he could be passable for one or maybe even two playoff series?
Yeah, you should have that hope
Okay.
that he can be passable. Reasons because you have Joe Mazzulla. And Joe Mazzulla is going to put him in the right situation to get the most out of him. I can't remember who you all played on Friday, but that game where you all had the comeback victory. And in that game, Vooch, I believe he had 11 points and 12 rebounds.
Yeah, he did. He played really well in
You
his.
know about the
Who did
Rockets
you guys?
game?
Yeah.
The Rockets game. Yeah, yeah.
Rockets,
Or are you
thank
talking
you.
about Heat on Friday?
No, weren't you? It was the Heat
Whoever it
game.
was,
You guys
Heat,
were
it was
down
the
to the
Heat.
They
Heat.
played the
Yeah,
Heat
Yeah, you
on
guys were
Friday.
down big to the
Rockets
Heat,
was
and then
Wednesday. Yeah.
it was the Heat. It was definitely the Heat. Yes. But you saw him have those 11 points, and then you saw how he ran it on the offensive end, getting the ball over, spraying the ball out to guys in the corner for three.
his passing was really
Things like
nice.
that. That's what he does. Like, and that's why you love him. Like, he's a double machine, and he'll give you like 4 or 5 assists. And he'll hit a couple of threes for you. He'll keep that defense like on their toes and keep it spread and keep that lane clear because guys can't cheat on guys like Jaylen Brown because they got to worry about Vooch. Like he's a problem. But the brilliance of it is you won't have to be a big concern on defense because y'all have a defensive center and one of the best defensive centers in the league. Like y'all have them already. So Joe Mazzulla will easily hit that horn and be like, hey, Vooch, come on out. So it will be offense, defense all day long in that fourth quarter. And you saw it against the Heat. That's exactly what he did. He
We have a
kept some of them
Nemius
out.
Queta respecter here on the
Yeah,
show.
I love it.
Oh,
I
bro.
was
Oh, I'm
I
a
don't know
fan.
because I mean, look, I'll say Dave. So I'm Portuguese, so obviously Keita
Yes,
is
sir.
my favorite player in the league. So
All right.
I do a lot of Keita praising on this pod, and I don't even know if I would call him one of the best defensive centers. I think he's great, but I think there's
Yeah.
definitely like there's a tier of guys maybe above him. But I love that. That's
I
why
mean, if
I
you're
was like,
comparing him to
I'll let him.
Vucevic, he's Hakeem
Yeah,
Olajuwon.
yeah,
Yeah, you
absolutely,
feel what I'm
yeah,
saying?
absolutely,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
what it is. Because when they played the Bulls, I remember looking up his numbers and thinking, I was like, this dude's about to eat the Bulls alive, like on defense. Like his pick and roll defense is exquisite. Like, and then him on the pick and roll, like he can
hmm
really kind of dominate those
Shout out
guys.
Nemius Queta, man.
shout out.
And then y'all had, I like that y'all had Garza behind him for that point in time. It finally got something out of him because I don't know what was
Yeah.
going on, earlier on, but it was like after December or like mid-December, like he started really kind of
Yeah,
coming on.
Dion like hated him with a burning passion. Like I don't know if there was any
First
NBA
first
player.
2 months of the season, like
And now
it
you've
was
warmed up.
yeah, warmed up a
I
bit.
don't I don't know what it was. I don't know, but you're right. He found himself. But Cater, bro, like I just love how he plays. Like I like 7 foot or 6'11", 7 foot guys who know that they're 6 foot 11 or 7 feet.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And he
Yeah.
plays that way. And that goes a long way. That's why I love Daniel Gafford so much. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like those kind of fit of
Yeah.
guys. But
That's
no,
what
I
stood
for
out
real
to
think
me.
he's great
Yeah.
defensive center. I really do. I think he's a really great one. And Missoula will definitely be utilizing that offensive, defensive substitutions in
Yeah.
that fourth quarter, which will keep y'all winning games and which will keep Vooch fresh. And Vooch will make a defensive play. He's not the dude who you need to stop or be your stopper or anything like that. You're gonna get cooked. Like I said, holes in the funnel. But he will, move his feet. His IQ is good enough to where he can stay out there and it'll hurt you, but it won't destroy you.
Right.
Because you know what I mean? Like, so you can get away with it. And this is the right team to do it on, man. Honestly, like the length y'all have on this team, the
Mhm.
IQ that Boston has on this team, bro. And again, the coach, like I just love Missoula and how he coaches the game. So yeah, y'all will be fine. Trust me, y'all. He's in the right place. He's in the right place.
All right. Cool. Well, that's pretty much all I wanted to get to, Nate. I don't know if you had anything else that you want.
I think right now is like the time to let Dave plug anything that he
Yeah.
wants to go plug away or tell anyone to go check out. Stage is
Absolutely.
yours.
Oh man. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on here. Like
Yeah, of
this is
course.
fun. If y'all need me again, please just say the
Oh,
word,
100% we'll
and
be reaching out in the
I'll be
future.
here. I'll be here, bro. You can follow me on Twitter at Bow Sports. You have to say it like Avery Johnson is saying it. BAWL Sports. Um, you can check me out on CHGO Bulls. Myself, Matt Peck, my boy Will to Go Gottlieb, who's the reporter, the journalist, and a really incredible one at that. We do a show every single day where if the Bulls have a game, we're doing a pregame, we're doing a postgame. And on off days, we do an hour-long podcast as well. And when the season's over, it's 5 days a week off-season podcast. So we don't stop. We cover the Bulls from top to bottom, from tip to tail. And we don't stop, and we love it very, very much. We're gluttons for punishment when it when it kind of comes to this team. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter there. On Instagram, it's Big Dave CHGO. If you're in Chicago or if you want to drive in to hang out with us, we do watch parties as well. We'll do one this Wednesday for the Boston game. We'll be doing a watch party at Hooters, the Hooters downtown.
Okay.
That's
So
Dion's favorite
yeah,
restaurant.
yeah, man. Food's good. That's why food's good. But come on through, hang out with us, man. It's free. Just come chill with us and the fans, hang with us. So yeah, it's fun. It's fun to do. I love doing it. It gets me to, meet, cool people like yourselves. And yeah, man. Yeah, we just gonna keep going. So CHGO, that's who we are.
We'll link every single one of their things down in the description of the video and the podcast. So make sure you guys
Appreciate it.
all check that out. Not just Bulls fans. If you want to get all your Bulls information, you want to become a bit more of a knowledgeable Bulls person, go check out all of Dave's stuff and CHGO. And I'll let
Appreciate it.
Dion take us out of here.
Yes, sir. Yes, definitely go check Dave out. And then once you're done doing that, make sure you subscribe to this pod as well. Tell all your friends about us. This has been another great episode. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Well, I guess actually, I think we're gonna put this out Sunday night as we're recording here, and then the next episode will go out Tuesday. So, but until then, hope everyone has a great rest of their day.